What a beautiful day to be a bear. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and I wanted to ask you, we definitely do not have to. It's not even that big of a company in comparison to obviously the Magnificent Seven, but obviously NVIDIA is not set to report earnings until further weeks from now. AMD, which is one of NVIDIA's competitors, is set to report earnings today after the market closes, and I wanted to ask you, do you want me to go live? So if this video gets over 1,000 likes, I'll go live. I'm going to be at the office at that time, so if you guys are cool with that, I'd be more than happy. I'm going to be watching Yamin Yamal be playing soccer. So I'm all for it, though. I would love to go live if you guys want me to. So just drop a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if this video gets over 1,000 likes by the time, 30 minutes before the market closes, I'll go live, right? So AMD is set to report earnings after the market closes. The reason that I want to talk about it is because Wall Street just doesn't like AMD. And I think it's because of its margins for its net revenue, but AMD does a really good job exceeding expectation for both earnings per share and revenue. But yet, time after time after time, if you look at its overall performance, AMD has been going through a rut. And this rut has happened since it looks like the overall reversal that ended up happening. It's just in comparison when you do AMD to the rest of like big tech, it has not been doing well. So it's kind of like the beginning of last year that AMD has been began to kind of not free fall, but show signs of lower highs, lower lows. A lot of people agree that AMD is somewhat on the oversold side. It was an incredibly bullish company, but just Wall Street loves NVIDIA, and rightfully so. NVIDIA is kind of like the big competitor and owns most of the marketplace. But if we pull up AMD here, so this was me analyzing PLTR with an insane PE ratio of over 600 times its earnings. We actually shorted PLTR today during our live trading session. So if you're part of the LPP team, go watch today's live trading session. Within 6 minutes, I made over $4,000 shorting that overvalued, overhyped up stock. It was absolutely beautiful. So if you guys want to watch it, make sure you second link in the description down below. If you're part of LPP, then just go into the live trading sessions. If you end up signing up, you can always rewatch any of our live sessions. But again, feel free to check it out. It was a great live session, especially for those that are just getting started. So AMD has a PE ratio of 97.4 times its earnings. Actually, in comparison to what it actually makes, that's not even that low. NVIDIA does, although it is valued way more, it also produces a lot more, 130 billion. Actually, I'm glad that I brought that up because I would have been a little biased on that. And AMD produces 25 billion and is 97 times its earnings. Okay, well, I can see why Wall Street doesn't technically like it. And that's why we do these things, right? Because when you look into the actual, what the company makes versus what it's valued at, at the surface, you're like, okay, well, why is AMD struggling so much? Well, technically speaking, it's actually more overvalued based off of what it makes to what it's currently trading at than NVIDIA. And some people view NVIDIA to be overvalued or overhyped up. But nonetheless, NVIDIA or AMD is set to report earnings today after the market closes. It wouldn't really surprise me if it does end up exceeding expectation as it normally ends up doing. As an earnings per share expectation of 94 cents per earning and $7.11 billion is what is expected to be reported. The thing that I do want to make you guys aware is that, again, because it's been so consistently bearish and the previous times that it's reported earnings, dude, it tanks and it drops really hard. It drops really aggressively. So just be very cautious if you choose to trade it. So I have no intention of trading this before it reports earnings. I think it's going to be very interesting to see if this is the beginning of a potential reversal for this thing to begin to recover, or if it just simply continues to sell off. The other stock that I quickly want to talk about is the beautiful sell-off that we caught with PLTR. Again, an overhyped up, overvalued company. How many times has a stock rallied before it reports earnings based off of hope? When it reports earnings, it exceeds expectation, but it's already factored in. So therefore, it just begins to sell off. And that seems like that is what originally happened with PLTR and also for a moment on HIMS. I actually shorted HIMS today as well. Shortly after it pumped, it became overbought. I think it was up like 16%, and feel free to watch it in today's live trading session. Opened up short, kept my position light, added more to it when direction became favorable, and then covered profits and took profits. We ended up a little bit over $2,400 in the green. Very happy with it. Now it's going back up to retest. Again, very overbought. And I think that it's going to, as NASDAQ market, look at this. This is just my 2 cents. It's just my opinion. Please, again, trade and do whatever it is that you want. Your trade does not affect my trade. My trade doesn't affect yours. Market's bearish, and it should be, right? We have FOMC rate decision tomorrow. Markets are going to most likely de-risk. NASDAQ is trying so desperately to recover. It's still getting rejected on the 5-minute time frame by that moving average. If we end up getting rejected, even on the 1-minute, you can see how clearly it's an overbought reversal, a lot of consolidation and huge pullback potential. If NASDAQ begins to sell off, then again, you cannot be surprised that then HIMS will most likely follow in its footsteps as well as with the rest of big tech. So again, I'm just paying attention, watching for the next setup, letting markets creep up. But ultimately, we understand that market sentiment today is more bearish than it is bullish. So in my opinion, there's a lot more money to be made if I'm patient and if we get confirmation of the market getting rejected. So again, alerts are set. I'm ready to take action. And even with something like Tesla, a lot of consolidation here, but Tesla's holding on for dear life because if it breaks below $270 per share, as a long leg down to 220. So again, we'll see how the markets react tomorrow during the FOMC rate decision. I definitely want to live stream that. But today is AMD earnings after the market closes. And I think SMCI, I thought they already reported, but maybe they didn't. SMCI set to report earnings. Hopefully they don't end up actually extending it and not reporting, because that would actually cause the stock to sell off even more. So again, very excited to follow up. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And don't forget, whenever you're ready to join our LPP team for our daily live trading session, second link down below, and you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. Take care, team.